Okay.
Hmm?
We're back.
Are we? Oh. Oh, the stream's on.
Jeez!
What? All the fucking redeems catching up. Interesting.
Is this the content? Is this the content people like? And by like, I mean hate. What happened? Yippee! That's not cause for yippee. What happened? I mean, honestly.
So anyway. Now can you check Task Manager?
You know, I'm gonna go check Task Manager. See, I let him run around in my walls, and this is what happens.
You know, I tripped over some cables inside the walls. I love eating fiber optic cables.
Yeah, I'm only using half CPU and half memory, so I wonder if there was just a parasitic, like, application that just bled into it.
Maybe. Did you say you fully reset your computer?
Yeah, I just reset it, like, software-wise, instead of just, like, holding down my power button. So.
Luggy.
Well,
Tathan, if I'm not supposed to eat the fiber optic cables, then why do doctors recommend getting fiber in your diet, huh?
you know, he has a point. Why am I in the walls? There it is. Alright, so, why don't we return back to our, why don't we turn back to our original question? Alright. Things are getting chroma keyed and just not wanting to work and handle. Oh, okay. Time to talk. So,
Talk no jutsu.
talk no jutsu. Desync, how are
Yes?
how are you doing?
I'm good.
That's wonderful. Let me let's reiterate and ask that question before. Okay.
Which question were we on?
Who are you and what is your story?
Oh yeah, the first one.
Yes, the first one.
So you know, giving my rage spiel that I have so deeply like imbibed into my mind. I'm Desync the Copycat, rich, I'm Catherine, and I do refine. I press buttons, I make noises, and I go like.
No!
What is going on?
Oh yeah.
What was that?
I'm just a fine little guy.
What was that?
What was what?
Fair enough. I just learned not.
It was just desync.
Oh,
Yes.
as opposed to demicrowave.
Yes.
Me when the Zoomer is a streamer.
And a skibbity toilet to you too, fellow Zoomer.
Stepping a little bit back and away from all this manic and like big energy, I have to ask, because I think it's what possibly we're all kind of thinking about, is what led you to this design? What led you to this concept as an individual?
Little creature, shapeshifting void thing. That would be
Yes.
at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
So fun fact. All of the stuff that I use is free assets.
Really?
Yes, everything. Every single model and every single form, which is a lot of forms, by the way. I have like 120 now.
Jeez.
It hasn't gone up for a while, but yeah. It's mostly just like random little PNGs of stuff. It's like, yes. What? Oh, well, not that one.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Well, what's wrong?
Is that Saul Good?
What happened?
Is that Saul Goodman?
I'm a very good lawyer. That being not a lawyer.
So you can't just throw Matt Pat on this couch.
Oh, why not?
All right, Matt Pat.
Matt Pat's couch now.
Say the thing. Say the thing.
Hello, internet, and welcome to Valentine.
I'm okay. That's not what I was expecting. How do you do this? Do you just take like? Because clearly you just have eyes. Like
yes.
the eyes are the main model, main way you do this. Is that what is that on top of the head? Is that like a Lego?
Yeah, it's a Lego stub.
Matt, Pat, can you say the famous line, Sans is Nez?
Sans, but does Sans is Ness?
Oh, good. And they're all negatives. They're all black and white. What?
Yeah, I'm a void.
I know you're a void.
Yes. Turn on the light in your. Here's how to make the concept a little bit easier. Turn on the light in your room.
Uh-huh.
Turn around and look at the floor.
Uh-huh.
See that?
Yeah.
Your home security is safe. Or is it?
Hold on, you can't just create a void around my show.
What do you mean I can't?
Proceeds to do it again. Okay, so, but hold on.
Yes. What? What's wrong?
There's so many. I feel like I'm in Vegas spinning a roulette wheel. He goes 1 second, it's Freddy Fazbear, the next it's Sensei Wu.
Long ago, in a distant time, the Spinjitzu master created Ninjago.
What? Okay, so now I see why you wanted to use Video Ninja.
Yes. Though also because if we use the VTube Studio collab feature, it doesn't load items correctly when you're like trying to use them with other people. So it takes like there's like a full like 20-second delay where it tries to like send over the item asset to the other user because that's how it works.
Yeah.
So because of that and me changing stuff constantly, it'll very frequently just be like, ah yes, I press a button for a bit, and then it's like, ah yes, I'm desync, and then I sit here and then I do the thing, and you know there's no sync model on the screen, and then like a couple seconds after the bit is over, oh there's the sync. It's like that.
So what led to this? Because when we think about so many, you know, VTubers with what model they decide to go with and what they create, you know, a shark comes to mind, maybe a cat or a dog. Heck, I've seen a shrimp. What made you think, yeah, I want to be a you know, a VTuber that copies other things, that takes the form of, you know, shape of many forms? What led to
copycat.
Yeah, what made you say this?
Yeah, so at the very beginning, originally I had the idea of either being some sort of like glitch VTuber or some sort of like shape-shifting shadow thing. Well, both of them would have been shapeshifters. One of them would be like a glitch tuber. The other one would be a shadow thing that like copies things, like a slime. And, you know, when I looked into it, bare minimum, I found this funny little free black cat, and I was like, you know what? This is perfect. This little creature, la criatura.
Interesting. And so, but you found this one as a free asset already created?
Yeah, on FaceRig.
On FaceRig. And so does it just come with the eyes and then like the black little squishy model there?
Yeah, it's just this little head here.
So then how do you go about adding the eyes and sticking those on different things? Like, do you throw that into Live 2D and edit it that way?
Live 2D item. Yeah, so everything that I use is through Live 2D items. And, so also the scenes feature in Live 2D also lets you, like, hotkey stuff as an item scene. So then you set that to a bind, and then you're like, hey, what if I just press this button and then, you know.
I hate that so much. I hate everything about that.
Yeah, and a whole lot of model toggles too, because you see, this is just one little creature. The one most people have probably seen the most of me is probably what?
Hello.
Is that the one you use? You said that's the one you use most commonly.
This is the one most people are probably familiar with me from.
I see.
Anime girl.
And this was one
Also known as Copy Girl for him.
Oh, and so this is one that I imagine you commissioned, or is this also?
Nope.
No, this is also a free asset.
It's also all free assets. Lots of free assets. This one has the most free assets coming together. It's pretty cool.
That's impressive. I mean, considering that so many things that you're doing with a lot of your streams are entailing just around this. How much would you say you spent just on trying to get all this to work? Because I imagine the amount is fairly low considering all the free assets. Because that's pretty inspirational to think about how you've achieved all of this on just free assets.
Well, there's a lot of time and a lot of editing that's come into it. Because very important thing, something a lot of people will notice is I don't use any model toggles of the default VTube Studio models because you're not actually allowed to edit them. All the stuff that I use is stuff that specifically you are allowed to edit, or I've asked the people who made it, and that they like confirmed like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, you can edit this if it didn't say anything.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's all like a shitload of color edits, small like edits to the textures as well, stuff editing in like VTube Studio as well. Yeah.
So it's very much because that's kind of what I did when I first wanted to do this as a concept of VTubing, was I wanted to try and go as free as possible to see how far I could get it. Now, when I made my first model through VRoid, because that's how a lot of people do it, I put a lot of time into it. I wanted to make it as simple but as kind of detailed as I could. And at the time, that was free stuff is now a... Thank you, Schmoozer. I appreciate that. I will hydrate. As we can see now, I've spent a little more money on getting more stuff, specifically like this model. This model has cost the most out of all of those.
Oh. Yeah, models are expensive as heck.
They really are.
Really, really good one. Yeah, really, really good ones are cost like a car.
But is that a pre-used? Is that a pre-owned car or is that a new car?
Oh, you're right. Well, I mean, the pre-owned ones, those are like those are like $50 to $100 usually. It's not much. Well, I mean, it's still a fair bit, but it's not nearly as much as, fresh new model for like 2K.
Yeah, and that's what I think is interesting. Because back in the day, like I want to say, and I say back in the day, like 2 or 3 years ago, if the barrier for entry was so high to get into something like this. And it was just you had to really know someone who was good at this, and the rates were probably a little lower. But the thing is, there weren't many people doing it because they didn't know how. Now there's so many options and so many people, out here doing this.
Oh, yeah.
It's just wild to kind of think about.
Yeah, I came in like the big VTuber boom of like the summer of 22. And I want to say, like, during that time, it felt like there was the most new VTubers that, like, there ever has been in, like, a single period. Something like that. At least it felt like it to me.
Do you think,
I'm not sure if that's factually correct, but it seemed like it.
Do you think it died down?
It slowed down. I think at that time, there was the largest, like, big boom of new creators. Since then, obviously, there's still been, like, a ton of new peeps. But, like, it's not nearly as much as that time. I feel like it probably has something to do with COVID.
That's true. Also, I realized I didn't... the width and the length and the width of the Video Ninja was... it was not the max width it should have been.
Oh.
So I was like, why is it so... Why is it lagging and why is it so, like, not as crisp? And I realized, oh, I didn't change the length and the width on the source.
Ah, you just expanded it manually.
I did.
You didn't change the pixel dimensions. Oh,
yeah. But still, going back to that, it's just that big boom there, like, because it's something I always like to ask people, like, because moving away from Desync as a character, the person, because I want to talk about to the person behind the model, what led you to want to do this? Because everybody's answers is different, and so I just want to get to know and to see the different reasons why somebody chose to do this.
Yeah, so originally, as most VTubers start out, it began with VTuber brain rot of me like watching way too many VTubers. Eventually, let's see here. I think I went down the path of like, I think it started with JP Hololive clips, and then over to Hololive English when they debuted, watching them regularly, and then switched over to, I want to say Iron Mouse and Bow jumped me over to like Twitch.
Classics.
And then let's see here. Started getting into smaller indies, more like mid-sized indies, still also big ones as well, and some small ones. Two of the biggest ones, my biggest reasons actually, are Porcelain Maid and General Giga.
General Giga, I don't think I know who that is.
Oh, also she's in VShojo now.
Also, there's
she used to. Well,
there's the feed if you want to move around and do stuff like that.
Yeah, I see the little thing.
I was using the other screen.
So.
Okay.
Oh no. I found the culprit.
You know what? Just just turn that off. I'm just gonna look over at the stream instead.
I have found the culprit.
Your computer really doesn't like Discord streaming.
No, it doesn't. All right, guys, we found the issue of what caused my computer to crash.
Yeah, just don't use that. Something's wrong with your settings in Discord probably, and or something else. Maybe your antivirus is fighting it. I don't know.
Oh, the problem is
that seems like a problem for later.
The problem is I just have Discord.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm just making a joke at how many problems I've had with Discord.
Oh, you're right. Your Discord has some Discord.
Yeah.
You don't get the last note, just the first two.
It's okay because that first button was finished with a Dr. Pepper being thrown at me. What's going on, Septile? Welcome. So you said General Giga?
Giga.
Let's see.
The eye patch lady with the pale hair. She's in VShojo. Oh, she's live right now.
Oh, Giga, like as in that's.
Yeah.
I've never.
Giga.
I don't think I've ever heard of her.
Interesting. But yeah, Giga and Porcelain Maid were like the two first like really really big ones that like inspired me. For different reasons. For one thing, I am also an engineer IRL.
Yeah.
Yeah. So knowing that like. So originally, I was under the impression that it was like, all right, you have to have a fuckload of free time to be a creator. You have to like beeline for that. You can't do it as a hobby. Boom, boom, boom. And then I started watching other people doing stuff, and I was like, oh wait, I totally could just do this alongside engineering.
Yeah.
And yeah, that helped sort of like jump that little gap. Because also at the same time, I've wanted to be a creator for like it's been like an idea in my head for like a lot of my life. It's just kind of been there. No, I didn't actually start until like 2 years ago, and one of the reasons was actually I had a soundboard for years. I would just use to like mess around with my friends, just be like, hey,
No.
fun stuff.
What is going on?
But yeah,
The Zoom.
so I always had those like piles of sound and stuff that I would mess around with regularly.
Yeah.
And then at some point, I actually grabbed VTube Studio and started messing with some free models just to like mess with friends because it seemed like, oh hey, this is easy to set up. And then eventually like I mentioned I was watching like Porcelain Maid, General Giga. People would often talk about like getting into streaming, and then I was eventually something just clicked, and I was like, literally I'm like one step off already. Like I've got a soundboard here for some tomfoolery. I've got a decent mic. I've got VTube Studio for free models and stuff, and I'm like peeking around, seeing free models around the place. And I was like, you know what? I'm literally almost there already. What's stopping me from just like randomly just streaming sometimes and seeing how that plays out?
It's interesting that you say that because I want to say one of my actually my head mod kind of did it in that regard, where he didn't really choose to do like VTubing and streaming until he's like, you know what? I kind of already stream my stuff to my friends anyway when we're in a Discord VC. I might as well just do it. And it just kind of chose to do it from there.
Yeah, homie's already 90% of the way there. Just click the fucking button.
Honestly. So
yeah, because I want to say like there are so many people who I've seen that are like, yes, I am pre-debut. I want to get into streaming. I have like these ideas for models and stuff. and then they just don't want to start until they have like everything perfect, and I'm just like, fuck you, press the button.
I
Press go live.
Yeah, that's interesting that you bring that up. Like, I actually talked a lot with one of my previous guests, Sour Grape Sama. I talked with her about it, and cause she has some choice words and opinions to say about those who have like call themselves a pre-debut VTuber.
Yeah, eternally pre-debut.
Eternally pre-debut.
I've never debuted.
Do you think and maintain the idea that debuting is not a necessary thing?
It's not necessary, but here's the thing. It's also really, really, really helpful. I've noticed over time. I've been in the game for like 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I can say for a fact, debuting is really, really helpful.
Yes.
It is not a requirement, but it is very helpful for a lot of things. But you have to know what you're trying to do with it first. Otherwise, it's just going to be like, all right, you debuted. Oh, there you go. But if you play it right, like if you play your cards right, you can make it very, very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, looking at, let's see. So looking at your sort of where you are, because of that, you have about, I think you have about 10,000 people on Twitter, and then you also you have currently about 4,000 followers on Twitch.
Yeah, just over for both.
Yeah, and just about that much. It's with your free assets, and you're putting in a lot of time and effort to do this.
Yep.
Do you think that
extremely small monetary investment?
Yeah. Well, let's see. The first time you went live, this month. It seems this month will be your 2-year anniversary of going live.
Yep.
So
I still need to plan stuff for it. I haven't done anything for it.
So then, do you have anything planned for that?
I just thought I don't. I need to.
To be fair, it's pretty busy. You know, things like that get very busy. So,
oh, yeah.
You know, I completely understand that.
I mean, I regularly start my streams like 15 minutes later than I say I'm going to. I'll figure it out.
Well, I mean, I think going to that beat of your own drum like that is what really helps, because at least for me, I like a schedule. I like a rigid schedule, but I've always toyed around with the idea of, do I want to just kind of go at it and see where, you know, it's just stream when I want to, because I've often debated to myself, I'm like, is having that structure really that necessary? Does having a schedule really that necessary? And so
yes,
it's something I like, but it's also something I am thinking to myself, what are the times, what are the feelings of where that is necessary and where it's unnecessary?
Yeah, here's the thing. So when I first started out, I was like, hey, you know, this seems easy enough to get into. I'll just stream whenever I want to. I'll stream whatever I want to. I'll just slap whatever around, and you know, I'll be happy if I get some people in.
Yeah.
As time has gone on, I've realized a lot of things as I've like looked into more stuff and like tried to more carefully plan things out and be like, yes, okay, so I want to grow. How do I do that? Now, very important thing. Let's say you're watching TV, okay? You're watching a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
You've just been like surfing channels. You found a show you really, really like, okay? You were surfing random channels. You found a show you really like.
Yeah.
And you decide, hey, I want to continue watching this. When does it air? All right, let's see here. According to this page, it says, let's see here. It airs at a random time of week, a random amount of times for a random amount of time each time. All right, so how the heck are you gonna catch it? Pray.
Pray.
All right, so are you gonna keep trying to watch that show?
Probably not, because the inconsistency is I could spend that time knowing for sure when it'll happen.
Streaming. But yeah.
What a spin. Who was I talking to? I think I was talking to one of my head mods, and my artist about this yesterday, where so there are two voice actors I like. Both happen to be Dragon Ball Z voice actors. One of them is Sean Schemmel, who's the voice of Goku, and another guy, his name is Vic Mananya, and he did the voice of Broly. And
thank you, Goku. I will take this bean without hesitation.
What? Is that the original DBZ dub?
Bean?
Probably. I just like the bean sound.
You have a sound for everything, don't you?
Probably. I have too many buttons. There's like 400 of them bound, and then another like 300 that are unbound that I just have to click manually. It's terrible.
You have 2 separate keyboards just for those those combinations.
Nope, it's all on one keyboard. It's awful.
So theoretically, if you slam your hand down on your keyboard, every button will have some form of a sound.
Nope, actually everything is bound in some combination with multi-keys for multi-binds onto the numpad and other buttons.
So you're really playing Dance Dance Revolution with a soundboard.
Not really. So if I press left bracket and then I press 1, left bracket 2, left bracket 3, right bracket 1, right bracket 2, right bracket 3, P1, P2, P3, 07, 08, 09, I4.
What?
Oh, I4 is in the bound.
What? You
I
have
won.
all of these memorized?
No, I don't. I have some idea of what they're linked to, and then I hope that I remember. If I press the wrong buttons, you can imagine it kind of like a scene in a cartoon when someone is like reaching into a trunk with like half their body and they're just throwing random junk out behind them, like.
Sometime.
It's wonderful.
That is a way to live your life, and I respect it.
Yep, it's vaguely organized, and it's only gotten worse over time.
Goodness. So it's the average streamer's OBS setup.
Yeah,
It just gets more.
except it's my funny voice mod soundboard setup.
The voice mod is versatile in that way.
True. I also almost never use the actual voice part of voice mod.
Well, I can understand. I can understand why.
I just use it as like a voice cleanup thing for like a slight bass boost.
Yeah. Well, unless you have like actual gear that can provide that outboard gear, it's kind of your best.
Yes, nice physical $400 gear.
400. Oh, I wish it was 400. Oh man, but woe is the nature of audio equipment.
Yeah, if I was dropping 4K, I'd rather just get like a custom model at that point.
Honestly, because like that's what I always tell people. They're always like, Val, what microphone should I get? Val, how should I sound treat my room? Val, what should I get for an audio interface? And so anytime because I get these questions a lot.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, I always tell people the same thing. It's whenever they ask me what kind of microphone I should get and what they should get, I always respond to them with, what should I use to record? Use whatever your heart tells you. That's on you.
Use something vaguely affordable that sounds good.
So this is my advice.
It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to sound like a freaking crisp like voice actor's mic that costs like $700 or something.
Do you mean this microphone right here?
How expensive is that mic?
Oh, this one's only 400.
Well, my mic cost 80.
There you go. Val, what shape of nuggets should I buy? The dino nuggets, of course. But the thing is, I only got this mic because it's a microphone I've really wanted for a long time, and I bought it for 300 because my buddy was selling it, and he barely used it. So yeah, I got a $40 Blue Yeti mic.
Blue Yeti is terrible. That's all I've ever heard about Blue Yeti, is that they're like expensive brand name, and it's just not worth it.
Considering what you spend on a Blue Yeti, it's pretty decent. Why? Because it's a USB mic. And this is something I've only learned to appreciate over time more as an audio engineer. USB mics are really nice mics in what you're spending and what you're getting out, because not only do they act as an analog to digital converter, they also act as their own power source, and they also act as their own gain control. So you can plug in.
USB mics are really nice, and they're like preferred, but at the same time, Blue Yeti's not the only one doing that.
That's true.
They're far from the only one. They happen to be the first one, so they're the one that always gets brought up, but they're usually more expensive than everything else.
Yeah.
All the other options that are also USB and cheaper and better.
Oh. Yeah. So
Name brand, yay.
whenever because I'm a shill, all of my audio equipment is name brand stuff. But again, I'm an audio engineer, so I know my way around it. I know what to buy, because I know what I get my stuff out of for that. So, but for a lot of people, it's very overwhelming. One time, my OBS reset my mic settings and connected to my USB mouse instead of my USB mic, so I lost 3 hours of audio.
No. Wait,
Yes, I'm recording voiceover on a USB mouse.
Yes,
yeah.
my favorite mic, my mouse.
You know what? You know what the best mic to get is? A mic that you don't pay full price for.
You know that too.
But yeah, when people ask me what mic they should get, I always respond with this. I always ask them what their budget is, and if they once they give me their budget, I always say, okay, spend 25 to 30% of that on the microphone itself, and spend the rest of it on soundproofing if you can. Because
Speaking down into the mouse. Welcome back to another video. You just hear in the distance like.
Pretty sure I could hear myself pop up occasionally from your audio.
Yeah, I turned up the mic gain knob on it all the way to the max for a couple seconds.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So my budget is $3 Monopoly money and paperclip. Hell yeah. But like, if somebody tells me their budget is say $100, or even like, because when people start asking for a good budget microphone, most of the time people have given me figures of about $200 for a mic. That's a very good budget for a microphone. And to which I'll always say, buy yourself like $100 mic or $120 mic and spend the rest of it on soundproofing if you need it, if you can, or spend the rest of it on a cheap audio interface that you can afford if it's a US or if it's an XLR mic. You just kind of can't run that without an XLR mic.
Yeah, so actually for a while early on, what I would do is I had a sheet, like a bed sheet, that I had like attached a bunch of like cheap soundproofing foam to, and I would just hang that up.
I mean, it gets the job done.
Yep.
So, psychoacoustics are something I often hate having to deal with. Oh, yo, it's Albie. What's going on, Albie? Our god of innovation. Why don't we give this young man a shout out? But yeah, microphones are just. I could go on about that forever, but I don't want to because then we'll just be talking about audio stuff, and that'll consume the entirety of this. So I want to go back to
Audio jungle.
Yes, I love audio trademarks mid-sound, so you can't pirate it.
Yeah.
I've talked about this before, where I remember when I was in high school, we had to use, I think it was MTI, Musical Theater International, and that's the major distributor of rights and things for for musical theater stuff. So if you want to buy the music rights if you want to buy the rights to do the show for like 2 weeks, you have to go through them. They'll provide you with typically like a lot of stuff like the playbills, the designs, like posters, and especially the rehearsal tracks for the music. However, some of them you have to pay extra for, and to prevent
Premium.
Yeah, to prevent you from just pirating the music, I just remember we'd be singing like this song from the Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, and we'd be singing it, and you would just hear like, attend the tale of Sweeney Todd, rehearsal track, right after. Because we're getting so into the song, and like the apex of it, you just hear the song pause, and a woman in like a British accent go, rehearsal track, and then it would go straight.
Rehearsal track.
And then it would go straight through, and we're just kind of standing like, what do we keep going? Sorry, that was a tangent.
This is fine.
Oh, it was a good show. So going back to your model, and just talking about this, because we talked about what led you to do this, what led you to just hit live and go. The copycat VTuber.
Yeah.
Why choose this, like, specifically? Because, you know, you talked a little bit about why you, or, like, how you use it and stuff pertaining to this, but, you know, specifically because, you know, it being free, the assets are free, why not do it? But why specifically this?
So that is because I found a bunch of stuff and I was like, hey, you know, what if I just like recolored these and then did a shapeshifting?
Uh-huh.
Because, you know, I've got all these things, but it's like, you know, if you use one model that's free, then it's like, okay, you look around and then there's like, all right, you found this nice free model, you see a bunch of other people using it, and it's like, okay, well, let's just peek over here real quick. Hold on, where's my button? Which button was it? Down 8, I think. Whoop. Is the right one? Nope, that's Steve.
Oh, excuse me?
Let's see here. Maybe it's down 7.
And so it seems you have an outfit for every occasion.
Oh, that's you now.
Why are you over there? Is that
I
from
don't know why it loads
Genshin?
me on the right. Maybe he's down 9. Hold on.
Was that from Genshin?
I'm looking for a specific one. Yeah, that was a Genshin one. Here we are. Okay.
It looks like there's just legs sticking out behind the cape.
Yeah.
Who's that?
A free model that's really, really popular that a lot of people use. Yeah, so there's a lot of models that like, okay, free model, boom, it looks really nice. It's got really good stuff with it. But it's you know, it's unrecognizable as you because too many people use it.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I got it in my head, hey, what if I just made everything like the same sort of theming, the same sort of coloring, and then it's recognizable as me.
And I suppose
And so there you go.
I suppose it all not the
Shapeshifter.
gotcha woman.
Gotcha, woman, beware.
I mean, I suppose it really does fit with your character. I mean, because it means you can truly be anything you want to.
Color theming.
Yeah. What if Des has a Val model? Ooh, that'd be scary.
It wouldn't be hard.
Wouldn't. So how do you like? Because you, as you said, you put it into 3D, you know, live 2D. How do you actually do it? Because I'm just, is that a foot?
No.
How do you actually do this? Or is that something you prefer to kind
so-
of keep a little bit down low?
No, I can just say it. So I am not an artist. However, I am good at editing things.
Uh-huh.
So I slap stuff into my, yeah, all right. So we see here, let's see. I have, but let's like poke at one of these. The Fredbear Fazman. All right. So this is a PNG. All right. Fredbear Fazman.
Oh. What?
Let me just throw this away real quick. Oop.
Just put that behind
PNG.
the desk.
PNG.
And that's
It's like 5 button presses.
and they're just hotkeys.
Oh, wrong button. Whoops. Oh, not that one either. Hard to find them, sorry. Nothing is labeled.
It's okay. If everything was labeled, then, you know, you wouldn't be a VTuber. It would be,
Oh, yeah.
You would be a streamer because nothing is labeled. So,
Scuff tuber.
and so you do all of this in live 2D
Yes, it's all in Live 2D.
as opposed to, wait a minute.
I don't know what people would use.
As opposed to VTube Studio.
No, this isn't VTube Studio, sorry.
Oh, okay. So you assemble it in, for the ones that have more movement, you assemble that in Live 2D. But for the most part, all of
No, I don't even touch Live 2D.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to rig.
Oh, so what we're talking about right now is, so when we said Live 2D prior, we probably meant VTube Studio then.
Yeah.
And-
I mean Live 2D assets.
Okay, and so all of this stuff is just
VTube Studio, everything.
interesting, because like if I take mine, like I have my normal little guy here, but then I have this little guy. How dare you?
La criatura.
How dare you throw stuff at this little guy?
Just a little dude, little creature.
So, are you hot? You that's the lore model. Hold on, don't you put
I'm
that
trying
in
to
a
find-
jar?
Trying to find which button is my like return button. The last time that I used this one, someone like made me put them in a jar. Oh, I don't have a return button set for this one. Yeah, don't worry about it.
I see.
Let's do this one.
There we go. I missed the little guy. Yeah, I love my little guy.
Little dude.
Among Us. I see. Thank you, Schmoozer. Your head pats and cookies give me... Oh, Cookie Val. I get it. So, do you just... Because I'm just wondering how this all works.
So also, a big thing as well, by the way, is when artists make a asset for people to use, they make like a free meme model or something, like a joke thing, like, you know, Among Us.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, just like some simple little things like hand toggles and stuff, okay? When people make those things, or like outfits thing, when people make those things, it's like, all right, a creator's gonna find this, they're gonna use it for like one time on like an Among Us stream or something. Never touch it again, and then, all right, it's gone, boom. So, you know, as a shapeshifter, I can then take all of these things that everyone just, you know, they all ignore them after they've used them one time, you know, use it and throw away. No. Give me that. I then just, you know, boom. I bring new life to it. It's a funny little thing that I press buttons with.
So let's see. These are... I'll just stick those right there. So, just kind of like this, where... Because this is a live 2D asset that's already rigged. You're just enabling a hotkey, and it's already stuck to the model in its position where it is. And so when you move it, it already does things like this.
Yeah.
It's mostly live 2D items that I've been using. I've got a lot of fun stuff just kind of slapped around that I like use occasionally, but isn't like set to toggle on.
Interesting.
Like chainsaw.
I just put that there. But then it sticks. It stays. I completely forgot that this is something that...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! It's Pochita!
Oh, you don't like when someone just like waves their head around a room?
Please do...
Very safely, of course.
Sir, please stop.
What do you mean? I'm just looking around. What's wrong? What's wrong? I'm just looking around.
Interesting. That's just so interesting.
Why do you look so concerned over there? I'm just looking around with my face and normally, like, you know, it's very normal.
Oh, there's an asset called Dr. 7.
As opposed to Dr. 6.
Oh, it kind of moves on its own. Oh, there's my neck. There's my other neck.
Not really. So you've attached that to your eye, I believe.
No, I'm pretty sure I attach this to my head.
The point that you dragged it to is like your eyebrow or something.
Oh, so
keeping in mind, by the way, when you're looking at your model, like zoom in on that thing. Okay, look at this.
Yeah.
Behold, my eye.
Okay.
So you see, with the live 2D model, okay, when you're attaching your stuff, you attach it to like different parts. Okay, so if I were to like drag something over here, like just grab something small, like say here is, let's see, let me just find a random like PNG one, one that stands out. Here is just sorry, I'm horribly indecisive. Here's communist shades. Here's the communist glasses. Boom. All right, so I'm gonna. Oh, whoops! There it goes. So I've got this here. Okay, look at that. It's floating over there. It's not pinned. I grab it. I drag it over to my eye.
What?
Yeah, there you go. Now you have some idea. Now I drag it again and I attach it to like the side over there. Look at that. That's how it works.
What?
Yeah, no, it attaches to what you slap it onto.
Oh, it's on my eyebrow.
Yep. That's why I was going around. Keep in mind, your model in the first place, a live 2D model, is effectively, it's just a bunch of PNGs that are moving in like a nice organized fashion. They're all moving in unison. It's just a shitload of PNGs. Whole lot of them.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, can I just...
That's at its core, that's what a live 2D model is.
Guys.
So, you know, what's the difference between me just grabbing, you know, a bunch of PNGs separately, slapping them together in a vaguely model-shaped fashion, and then pretending it's like a model?
What?
You know, I don't have to rig it. It looks cheap and funny. Scuff is my brand.
I wouldn't say that's scuff at that point. I'd say that's creativity at its finest.
Yeah.
And so all that is you just have the eyes that are just rigged. Hold on.
Yeah, I just have the eyes, and then I have the other stuff on it, and then I attach it to the base model so that there's some basic movement that goes around. But I hide the base model behind it so that everything moves around with it.
Wow. And the PNG is just it is connected to the movement of your model that you're using there, and then the eyes are
Well,
just. Go
Well,
ahead.
it's not even so much that. It's just that, like, the PNGs, they're attached to the model, which is moving around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Was that Fillion?
Yes, that's Fillion.
Hold on. Now.
And also, quick note as well, you can't actually attach items to items. So everything that's attached, it's all attached to the model behind it. In, like, different spots. Which is why some stuff moves around weirdly. In, like, funny, silly ways.
That's nutty, but I imagine because of that, it gives you the most creative flexibility
absolutely.
in trying to pick something. I mean,
Yeah.
on the bright side,
I'm also, yeah, you may have also noticed before I mentioned I'm horribly indecisive briefly. Yeah, shapeshifter.
Desync big brain.
I could not pick a model idea, so I was like, you know what? Why don't I just pick all of them?
On the bright side, I can at least say I had both Matt, Pat, and Fillion on my show.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
but that's such a unique concept. I mean, I have yet to see somebody follow suit with this same concept of character.
Yeah, I also haven't yet. I've looked around a lot. There's a lot of other shapeshifters out there. Of different kinds. There's ones where, like, one friend of mine is a shapeshifter, but their character, they don't actually have, like, toggles between, like, forms. It's just kind of, like, canonically a shapeshifter that's like, ooh, animal turned into a person. Shapeshifter. There's other ones that are, like, more, like, changes between a bunch of, like, different colors and, like, small model toggles. There's other ones that I've seen, like this one fellow shadowy creature that actually they have a bunch of models that are like set up that are swapped between with like a single model
Yeah.
that are like original to them. So kind of like what I have, except much more expensive and much more limited.
So I'd say.
And then, you know, that, yeah, there's a bunch of different types, and I have seen, I don't think any others that do like the same way that I do.
So I guess really,
Or like,
that's-
yeah.
yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, because like the VTube Studio stuff, it's like the toggle systems in it are really nice. And most people sleep on it. They're like, oh yeah, there's these funny buttons you could press. But like, why would I do that when I, you know, all right, time to go and commission someone for my funny assets that already exist somewhere because they're free assets.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the raid, Knight. I appreciate that. Welcome. Let me get that shout out going. Bada bing. Oh, okay. Well,
Hello, Nightanius Eclipse. Welcome in, Raiders.
heck yeah. Let me drop.
Twitch.tv/It's Valentine.
I was half expecting to hear like a very fast, like Latin American like infomercial that it was just super speedy. Jeez. Oh my goodness.
If you were a loved one, have been diagnosed with mesothelioma.
If you were a loved one who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma, you may be entitled to financial compensation.
Guys, we reached 420 followers. Oh, how is your stream, Knight? You were playing Sonic Colors? I've never played Sonic Colors, but that's awesome. I hope you're having a good time. Feel free to stick around. Feel free to leave. You know, go to sleep, eat, rest, do what you need to. You know, we'll be here. I thank you for trusting me with your viewers. So hopefully Sonic Colors went well. But yeah, we're just interviewing our dear friend and copycat here, Desync. Can you scuttle about like an actual crab? What is going? There he goes. There he goes. Where'd he go? Oh, I am loving everything about this.
Oh, the ceiling's cut off. I see. Whoops.
Oh, hold on. Can I fix that? Oh, no, because it's just a black bar.
Damn.
So, you know what I can do? Ready? I just extend it. All right, now go on the ceiling.
Wrong button.
You now have the entire bounds of the set in order to do this.
Yep.
Sonic Colors was fun. Glad I was able to catch the stream and raid you. Hope the show is going well. It's going great. And Knight, if you ever want to be on the VOD, I'm always open for new VTubers to be on. My goodness, you were just skedaddling about.
Yeah.
My goodness. So, I'd love to transition a little more to talking about your social media stuffs. Because you have a pretty big social media presence. And when I say that, it's a lot of things. Like, I just see a lot of these posts of that, like, where most people are putting out so many. Craig, that's Soldier Boy U Part 2. I will get that set up. I will. I need to be reminded of it.
Eventually.
Absolutely. You actually filled it. Let's go! I'll be reaching out to new people soon. So be on the lookout with a DM. So I've been totally consumed with the voiceover thing, with the VTuber voiceover thing. So the VOD is kind of taking a little bit of a backseat, which Desync. You should be a part of my VTuber voiceover thing.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is? Okay, so I'm hosting a VTuber voiceover tournament, where it's gonna be the kickoff show, like tournament, that I'm doing for a large like amount of voiceover related projects that I want to do with a lot of like different, or just with a bunch of VTubers. So basically, think Fillion show, but just more voiceover related and stuff like that's tends to be a lot more like, I don't know how to describe it. It's essentially, think about just Fillion's shows. It's that.
Yeah.
But I'm doing my own stuff for that. So for instance, I have the which Fillion show? Any of them.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. Like, she just had one, which I thought about doing, but I realized I'm good. So I was almost on her show 2 different times.
I was almost on her show 6 times and only got on once.
Jeez, I see.
Yeah.
Well, on the bright side, the roast of Fillion. Look, I want Fillion on my show, okay? Don't get me wrong. I want her on my show. Will that ever happen? I don't know. I'll never say it won't happen, but it's one of those things, it's just uncertain. So, but yeah, that's what that is. So, if you're a VTuber and you want to be a part of my voiceover tournament, please join. It'll be a lot of fun. I was almost on once. I was lucky enough to be the last guest for a dating show. Oh, that's what happened. See, I guess I was in a group, like a last group for their imposter VTuber group.
Yeah. I was almost on both of those.
Ooh. Because I had my buddy who I gave my mom, and they were like, can you have your buddy come on stream and pretend to be you? I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. And then information got mixed up, and he ended up not being able to do it because he didn't see the mod's messages.
Aw.
Who's Rexon?
I know that I've seen that name. I forgot.
I don't know.
But yeah, for most affiliate shows, I've been in like the waiting rooms for most of them.
Uh-huh.
One time, actually no, twice I've gotten onto like the backstage spot that's like the extra call where like they've already vetted you and they're just kind of like, all right, you're not waiting to go on, we'll get you on in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Fillion like runs out of time because she spends too much time on every person. She's like, yes, 10 minutes per person, spends 30 minutes per person, runs out of time. All right, never mind.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened. I was gonna say
twice.
I was gonna say, isn't Rexon like her? I thought he was one of her editors, something like that. Rexon is an independent furry VTuber. Interesting. Rexon uses a model that looks very similar to Fillion's. Interesting.
Fillion's model in the first place is a free model, so.
That's true. All right, well, time to follow them. And now I will send them a message later, so we shall see what'll happen. But anyway, the lotion, man. Lotion man, take me by the hand. Anyway, sorry, got it off track on that.
What?
Nothing. It's okay. Yeah, no, I know exactly what that's like, because I was vetted, and I was in a group that's like was ready to go, was primed and ready to go, and we're all watching it, and we're just like, she's gonna run out of time, because she had their like Mario Kart style game that they were gonna play right after, and she was running out of time. We're like, we don't think she's gonna be getting to us, and we're just sitting there just like, oh well.
Pain.
It sucks, but it is what it is. The uwu is not on the VOD, same with the ara ara, as I don't want to do that in the presence of my guests anymore.
Oh, woo.
Oh, there you go. Well, you got an uwu out of him. Get an uwu out of me.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa. You gotta hit him with the uwu. That's a terrible uwu, but there's your free uwu. Why not? Because I realize that sometimes doing that in the presence of somebody on a series fairly, like, I try to be a little serious on the show, can sometimes throw off the vibe a little bit. You guys already throw things at me. Check your VC chat if you have a second. Maybe I will.
You can always deny redeems as well and like refund stuff
I can.
or like delay them.
I just realized it's easier for me to just turn it off.
Yeah,
And I'll
that it
just
is.
turn it back on. But anywho,
Yeah, I used to have a wizard time redeem on my channel.
ah,
They turned it off because
Wonderful.
whilst it was fun, there were times where people would redeem it, and just as time went on, I would just go further into the mode of like, you know, I should really just do it as a bit when I feel like it. I don't feel like being forced to do it. You know, it has to come naturally.
I was gonna say, because that's what I've. I have a funny article if you want to see it real quick. Oh yeah. That's kind of how I've been feeling recently. Is with some of my redeems, like I have a Gilbert Gottfried redeem where I'll just do like speak like Gilbert Gottfried for like a minute or something, and I realized that busting that out at like the worst time is just not exactly the best. And I like when it happens organically. Why are people messaging me? What the heck?
Everyone is messaging you.
People suddenly are messaging me.
The mid-interview.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens. Look, that just means I'm famous, guys. I get one message during the show. Let's go. Anywho, this show's not about me. It's about you. And how dare you? How dare you? Anyway, my head mod bullies me. All right, enough, y'all. So back to your social media presence, because that's how I originally found you, is seeing all of your things pop up, because occasionally I'll be scrolling through, and this is even before I was following you on Twitter. I would scroll down, and occasionally I would just see something pop up where I just see like your eyes on just a random PNG of something, and just making like a joke of some sort.
Weird little funny edits.
Would you say that? How would you describe your experience of navigating Twitter's, incredibly difficult algorithm system to try and obtain growth? Because if we look at, you have about 10,000 followers on Twitter, and then you have about 4,000 on Twitch. So how do you go about navigating Twitter?
Twitter's a mess. So, there's a lot of stuff to talk about with Twitter, really. For one thing, Twitter's not as much of a hellscape as a lot of people make it out to be, because you actually have a lot of like controls available to you that make it much easier to navigate, and just like generally control your feed and like what you see and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And as a creator on Twitter, it's very important to note, Twitter is based around like snowballing growth.
Yeah.
So say you don't post for 3 days, you lose all of your momentum, and you get like a significantly smaller amount of interactions than you would previously.
So are you telling me that you're posting every single day to try and maintain growth?
I try to post regularly, at least once a day, bare minimum once a day. Ideally, at least a couple times per day. This way I keep the ball rolling, and the ball just keeps on like slowly growing.
Yeah.
And if you happen to hit it off with like a really, really nice thing, then that can like that kicks the ball forward really fast. And generally that momentum's going to fall away pretty fast. But you can keep a lot of it if you keep that ball rolling.
Interesting. So,
Yeah.
So then
you can really describe most stuff as a creator as like keeping a ball rolling, really. Yeah.
So then what?
Very often, like anyone who's been a creator, or like has been a creator for a while, will have probably noticed this, where like there will be ups and downs over time. Sometimes you'll like pop off on different platforms. Sometimes stuff will be more active or less active. Like say Discord is a pretty good example as well, where like when people see activity, they are attracted to more activity.
Yes.
So like if no one is saying something somewhere, like say my Discord had this as an issue for a very long time, where like there was low activity, people would slowly trickle in, but because there wasn't much activity happening, then they would also just kind of like revolving door through and just like, you know, doesn't use it. So then because there's a lack of activity, then the lack of activity continues to happen. But when there's some stuff happening, which this kind of goes back to my earlier point of debuts having a very, very good use. When there's stuff happening around, people are more inclined to interact. People are more inclined to like mess around, see what's going on. And when you do big stuff, it launches that forward and it helps immensely.
It's
only if you keep it going though, because if you just do a big thing and then you do nothing after for a while, then it's like you didn't do anything in the first place.
It's so interesting that you say that, because ever since when I put out that original like I don't want to call it a casting call, but it's kind of like a casting call of my I put out a thing that said calling all VTuber voice actors in big bold letters, putting that out there. And that is by far my most successful tweet, of almost 60,000 views on it on Twitter, and just over 1,000 likes and retweets and whatnot. And instantly, like, I gained about 50 followers on Twitch because of it. I gained probably about 200 followers on Twitter from it, and a bunch of almost 80 people joining my server. And so the entire time I'm thinking, what can I do to kind of maintain this momentum? Because putting out something big like that is just, it's a risky thing, because the worst thing you can do is promise something big like that and not deliver or not give any updates or any kind of progress on it.
Oh yeah.
Because I've just been continuously putting out things like, hey, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, this is how I'm doing. And since there's so many more people in the server, now I'm almost, normally I would have just ignored my server a little bit until I need to post like actual things, but now I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be in the server, I'm gonna be in the VC, I'm gonna be talking with people, I'm gonna be doing this and this. You know, I'm trying to make posts in my server every day to continue sparking conversation. So, and I've just seen a big increase in activity in not only my Twitter, but also seeing it especially in my Discord server.
Yep.
And it's nuts to see
Very big.
Yeah, it's nuts to see how that's going, because probably in this past few weeks alone, I've seen more interactivity and more communication than I have in the past month. And
That's how it goes.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. And as you're doing this every single day, how are you picking through and choosing what you want to do while still making it seem relevant and fresh?
I mean, a lot of the time I just go based off of the feel. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna slap this at the wall and hope that it works. I'm gonna hope this makes a hole in the drywall and it doesn't just bounce off.
No, that makes sense. That makes tons of a lot of sense. Are you looking at trends at all? Sometimes you seeing what's going out there.
Oh yeah,
so
constantly.
So there's a lot of work.
Trends. Yeah. Looking at trends is the easiest way to come up with quick ideas, because it's stuff that's like, it's popular, it's like in the face of everyone. It's a quick idea out of nowhere. You don't have to come up with something random, completely unrelated that a bunch of other people aren't looking for at the time. And you know, it's wonderful. It's really, really helpful, especially when you're making stuff daily.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, and also only being a creator as a hobby in the first place as well.
Would you want to kind of accelerate this past a hobby at a certain point, or?
If I could, then I would, but that would be like far down the line. Something that's really important, which also like kind of brings together a bunch of stuff we were talking about before as well. A lot of people are way too focused on numbers. Numbers don't mean nearly as much as a lot of people think, and it's also important to note that you cannot go into being a creator with the intention of like making it a job.
That's
You have
exactly
to go into it
what
with
I
the
think.
intention. Yeah, you have to go into it with the intention of it being a hobby that you do for fun. If you don't have fun with it, then don't do it, or find a way to have fun with it. And then if you are able to make it into a job, then you do it. That is after you like, you work towards it.
Yeah.
You don't just go straight in like, all right, time to drop $2,000 on an expensive model, never streamed before. All right, time to start immediately trying to do stuff, make a bunch of big events right off the bat, and nothing happens, and you've wasted 2K and a lot of time.
Well, and then you sit
And
there.
you give up and you give up immediately because there's no one here. Why would I do anything? There's no one there. And it just like gives up, leaves, gets depressed.
And then
kind of thing.
you sit there and act bitter as to why did nobody show up to this? Like, for instance,
Yeah.
a lot of posts.
It's their fault, not mine.
Am I so out of touch? Am I so out of touch? No, it's the audience that's wrong.
Clearly, it's the viewer's fault.
How dare you hit me with that Sonic Unleashed night battle theme? Wait, hold on. I hope you can follow me with this. Oh,
Hey, Goldman.
all right. You ready? Hold on. I sure hope there are no jazz bands behind this wall.
Yeah, that'd be a shame.
Okay, I guess not. Okay. I thought we were on the same wavelength there.
Yeah.
I sure hope there are no jazz bands behind this wall.
Yeah, that would be pretty strange, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Goobin. He's taking over my stream.
That would be pretty neat if there was a jazz band behind this wall. Yep.
No jazz bands do that for free. I've played a jazz band.
jazz bands.
I've played in jazz bands, and let me tell you something. We have done that for free. But that's because we're... What is that?
No jazz bands.
Why are you like this? Man's fishing so hard for the joke he had Deadliest Catch. Alright. Well, I could do the joke myself, but it wouldn't... It wouldn't... I hate you so much. I hate you. I hate you so much. Oh my goodness. But yeah, going back to that numbers bit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, everyone always hears about like, oh yes, look at this person who, oh my god, look, they invested like all their stuff. They took a massive gamble and they popped off. Oh my god, we could totally do that. Everyone talks about those. Those are the ones that everyone always hears about. What no one hears about is the like 100 times more people that they do the exact same thing, but they fail the gamble and then they dip out quietly and no one ever hears about it. Yeah, it's very important. And also another thing as well, quick little mention while we're still on the topic of numbers. A lot of people put way too much stock in follower count. Follower count does not matter.
Yeah, so it's funny that you say that because this is something that I was really looking at. Not my metrics. I've never been one to care for my metrics, except for my followers. My follower count, but only in the aspect of I like to see it reach a goal. That way I can do stupid stuff for my chat.
Yeah, funny number gober.
Yeah, and that's it. And so it doesn't bother me all that much. So I don't look at it. But it's interesting when I see people with big numbers averaging numbers you'd see from a much smaller creator. So for instance,
like 20K followers on Twitch and then like average viewership of like 12 people kind of thing.
Yeah, my boy, my Oshi, so to speak, Lucius Merriweather, about 270K followers on Twitch, about I think 134 followers or subscribers on YouTube. On YouTube, I want to say he averages about 40 on YouTube, and then on Twitch it's probably...
You mean viewership?
Yes.
Yeah, CCV.
And on Twitch at least, that averages at about probably 2 to 250, which again that's a big number. That's a lot, but it's interesting to see that in relation to to just these sizes. Because like for instance, Fillion again, Fillion, a big creator, 800,000 people follow her on Twitch. She gets anywhere between 6,000 to 8,000 per stream. And so if you think about that as a percentage, that's 0.08%.
Yep.
Right there.
Or if you look at someone
or 10%,
like yeah,
something like that.
or if you look at someone like say just a normal YouTuber who makes like videos and doesn't stream, like say C-Nanners. You know, the person from like long ago popped off. Everyone loved them when they were younger, and currently one of their more recent things, 43K views, and whilst they have 5.35 million subs. Yeah, the numbers. There's a bunch of different ways that numbers like are affected and go around. But like potential amounts that stuff can reach, potential ways stuff can play out, stuff that's way higher than it should be, stuff that's way lower than it should be, kind of thing. Like I've seen a lot of people who have like say like 500 followers and then they have like 100 viewers,
Which
is like wild stuff.
Yeah, that's incredible. I was only off by 1.0. It's a 0.008%. So
yeah.
so I was only off by 1.0. Which that is when you when you think about it, yes, that's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. 6,000 people is a lot. However, if you look at it like this, like for instance, there's currently almost 20 people here. I now have 420 followers. Heck yeah, brother. Idiot. So if we look,
put 20 people in a room together.
Oh my, hold on.
It's not. It's not just a number anymore. Oh my.
Jeez, Phantom rated me with a rate of 22 people. What?
Perfect.
You just screwed up my math, Phantom. How dare you be such a wonderful person?
Damn, and we were just talking about fitting 20 people into a room together.
And
All
we-
right, well, now theoretically, fit 40 people into a room together. All right, you look at a number, you see 40 on a piece of paper, and you're like, oh my, there's 40 people watching this person. All right. But now if you have a physical room, you have like a big classroom, 40 people in a classroom, now it looks like a lot more people. That's a real busy room.
Yeah.
Don't see me since the car ride? Yeah, Phantom.
Oh my goodness. Well, hello guys. What's going on? My name is Val. I'm your friendly neighborhood fembat. This is my VTuber talk show, the VOD. And Phantom and I were streaming Elden Ring earlier, and he didn't stop, and he kept going, thank you so much for the follows, but guess what? Now we don't have 420 followers anymore. But my goodness, thank you guys so much. Phantom, how is the rest of your Elden Ring playthrough? Hopefully good. And thank you for trusting me with your your wonderful audience. Also, why is Hive banned? Oh my goodness, thank you for the follow, 40. I appreciate that. Oopsie days. They bullied me into turning on chaos tricks. Good. I'm glad. Holy crow. Well, Hive is banned. The accused command has taken another. Heck yeah. Well,
That is another.
well guys, guess what? We have a wonderful guest for today. 07 Squeaker. Micro
Bozo.
Rip Bozo indeed. But yeah, Phantom, go take care of your child. Your 2 children, because recently Phantom had 2 children. So, but for those that are here, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you stick around because our show will end in about 20 minutes. And then we'll be raiding out. But for now, I hope you can stay with me for these wonderful 20 minutes as we continue talking with our guest, because we're going to be going into our 10 questions. Oh, I'm eating. I'm pretty sure she signed off by crapping herself. I'll be here eating Outback. Eating. Yeah?
What happened?
It's fair enough. Fair enough. So the questions are you eating Outback as in your backyard, or are you eating Outback like as in leftovers from Outback Steakhouse? That's the question. He's eating Outback. Outback Steakhouse, a bloomin' onion. Anywho, regardless, thanks for the raid, Phantom. You're wonderful. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. So with that, as in the tendies and fries are from the Outback, the Aussie Steakhouse, I was right.
Oh.
Guys, look, we have Desync on our couch.
It's me, Desync.
Damn, Desync. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess I'll finish my thought on this. Good desk got everything and the kitchen sink. What the heck is that? Is that a mason jar? No! Wait, hold on. Wait, do I need to put you in front of everything? I do.
This is fine.
I don't. Val in a jar. Val in a jar. Val in a jar. All right, we're done.
This is fine.
This is fine. What was that? What? Is it the Samsung fridge?
Yes. Just going through furniture.
We are going through furniture. Is it Morgan Freeman? Is it a hot tub? Why do you have a hot tub? That's a jacuzzi.
The better question is, why don't you have a hot tub?
You know, you got me there. Foot and tub, I see. What is going on?
Sorry, just finding buttons.
Yeah.
I was trying to find the button to go back.
So, any like final thoughts or any final things to say about this, about you in your journey of really working hard to cement yourself and solidify your reach in your social medias, not only your Discord, but also your Twitch and especially your Twitter.
VTubing is hard.
VTubing is hard. Is
It's
that
very fun, though.
is it rewarding to you?
Yes.
That's good. Also, Phantom, your legacy in the VOD lives on. Well, yeah, because look, Phantom's little Gojo guy is up there. But the thing is, if Phantom popped in, the thing is, I have his source on. So if he pops in, it will show up.
So just up here.
Yeah, he'll just appear. But yeah, that's good to hear. That's fulfilling because it's working out, and hopefully it can get to the point where you feel as though it's comfortable enough to kind of devote a little bit more full time to it. And you're cultivating an audience that clearly very much loves the content you watch. I mean, I was popping in. I popped into one of your streams. It was either yesterday or 2 days ago that I popped in to say hello, and clearly there was a lot of fun going on there.
Yeah, so a very important thing as well. I'm horribly inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
I will be like the funniest dude for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then just like hanging out and just like quietly playing a game with like a bunch of like random comments for like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then like another 10 minutes of being just hilarious, have like nice chill time for a bit. And none of it is like intentional. It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first started, I was not funny. I was not entertaining to watch. It was terrible. And I've only gotten better over time. I've learned. Think of it like I've been leveling my charisma score over time. I used to be the silly little, not even silly, just the normal like, oh yeah, I'm just monotone guy. Yeah, no, hi guys, how's it going? Yeah, so we got Toontown over here, and
Got Toontown.
that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten much better at speech over time. Think of it like my speech level in Fallout has leveled from like a 5 to like a solid 40 or something, maybe 60.
A solid. The scale only goes up to 10.
Speech? No, speech is 100.
Oh, I'm thinking of charisma.
Charisma is different.
Oh, that makes it even. That changes things a lot then.
Yeah.
Oh well.
There you go.
They're using the noggin, using the noodle. Well, I mean, that's wonderful to hear. And the fact that you're working with and you're collabing with a lot of different people, very recently yields those returns, which I hope continue to
Certainly helps.
I hope it continues to propel you forward as you go on in your journey.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the most important things is making friends and having fun.
making friends and having fun. That is the way to go. So we've reached the point in our show where I will be asking you my 10 questions I like to give at the very end of my show. And fun fact, guys, we got through an episode. It looks like you're going to get through an episode without the food flow chart. So I hope you guys are happy.
What?
Oh, you don't know?
Nope. Oh, you fool.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Well, yeah, you said it wrong. All right. Well, now we're here.
All right. So the food flow chart.
This is your fault. You brought it up.
Got through an episode without gooning too.
Hey, boss. What? All right, boss. Where we going, boss?
Not that kind of gooning.
The real goons.
The real goons.
Hey.
Uh,
We'll get 'em, boss.
that was a very impressive, like, a little thing you did to make it seem like you're actually pulling it out of a holster.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. What you want, boys?
Yeah.
Phantom just doesn't want to have to deal with this flowchart. Well, the long and the short of it is, this was created by my head mod that I helped revise with the help of chat, and basically we can take any food or drink and throw it into one of 4 categories, and that's it. It's meant to be a fun, dumb little thing, so
I see.
nothing too seriously. So, for instance, if we decided to take, I don't know, an apple, for instance, we can take apple. Is it going to be eaten? Yes. Is it state of matter a solid or liquid? It's a solid. Is it a single mass or made of multiple parts? It's a single mass. Therefore, we put it in the steak category.
Huh.
Now, the thing is, it's essentially just a bin with the word steak over it. It's not we're calling apples are now steaks. It's just we use steak as an identifier. Like I said.
Huh. I mean, that feels like it doesn't work.
Oh, yeah?
Like, at all.
Yeah? So you disagree with this flowchart?
Oh, severely.
So do you not think that ramen noodles are a salad?
Unfortunately, I do not think that ramen noodles are a salad. No.
No?
Is a tray of spaghetti a salad?
A tray of spaghetti is still considered a salad. And with that, we move on to our 10 questions. Let's get rid of that.
Alrighty.
I'm not gonna spend so long trying to fight for that when it's not worth it on my end. It's just not worth it. Cereal is a salad. Don't you moan in my ear. How dare you? How dare you moan? All right, let's get to these last questions. The only unresolved one was oobleck is not a food.
Yeah, oobleck's not food.
Oobleck is not.
It's not intended to be eaten. It's like saying that the Play-Doh food is considered food because it's supposed to be food. But no, it's not. It's not supposed to be eaten.
The thing. So
kinda.
so oobleck is still technically solid.
Yeah, and so is a crayon.
So is a crayon.
Is a crayon a steak?
Yes. No, crayon is in the steak category.
Yeah, because here's the thing. So, if you speak with enough confidence and you present sets of rules without allowing people the time or like the ability to question said rules, then you can convince people of anything.
Well, that's what I did when the chart first came out. Is I was just so adamant, but because people kept arguing with me in chat, I just gave in because I'm like, I'm picking my battles. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna keep defending this.
It's an incomplete set of rules.
This is not incomplete.
It's arbitrary.
This chart is very much complete, and it is the God-given truth.
No, it's arbitrary. That's the issue.
So you're a victim of peer pressure? Yes. Yes, I am.
But anyway, 10 questions.
10 questions. So, These are 10 these are 10 questions that I have gotten from James Lipton, famous writer, actor, director that I would often ask his guests at the end of his show inside the actor's studio. Now, these 10 questions have no right or wrong answers. They are simply questions that we want to see what your response is because they're fun. Now, those in our chat who have never seen these, I encourage you to follow along and answer them with us so we can see what your insights are. Now, Desync, are you ready?
Sure.
Question number 1. I've never seen these. He's talking to me. Oh, I see. Question number 1. What is your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Your favorite word.
I want to say, like, defenestrate.
You know, you are the second person to say that on this show.
Or maybe something like tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery is a good one.
Yeah. Or like skedaddle.
Oh, I love skedaddle. Skedaddle is a good word. It's a word that holds silliness to it, and I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Skedaddle, skadoodle. You'll take us down a noodle.
The hell just happened to my screen?
Don't worry about it.
I will worry about it.
No. Trust me, it's fine. Don't worry about it. No, it's fine.
All right, well, now you're the glitch tuber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what is your least favorite word?
My least favorite word. This is a rough one. I'm sure most people would say something like crusty or moist, but I like those words. They're fun because they make people irritated.
Crusty? People don't like the word crusty?
Oh, yeah. Or like moist. I like them. They're funny because
Yeah.
people hate them.
So I can see the reason moist is an answer.
Yeah, but those are not my choices.
Okay.
That was just figuring that some other people's answers are probably those. So my least favorite word. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Explain, please.
I think it's better if people say thank you instead,
Really?
depending on context. Well, I mean, I guess this is all depending on context.
Okay.
Obviously, if someone like just fucks up randomly, then they're not gonna say like, oh, thank you. I don't know.
Because I think I could
You know what? Never mind. Actually, I don't know. I'm just like I'm spitballing in my mind.
Thank you for letting me run you over.
Thank you.
So what you're saying is it's all a matter of perspective.
No. Okay, changing one anyway.
Hey, thank you for running into
Doesn't
me.
work. No, it doesn't work.
It shifts the blame.
That was the spaghetti of my mind mixing stuff in weird ways. It's like that one green text where like a person it's like that one green text where the guy was like accidentally like kicked someone when they were playing soccer or something, and he was trying to say, "Oh my God, I'm so fucking sorry," and also, "Are you okay?" And then it came out as, "Are you fucking sorry?" He tried to say both at the same time. It's like that. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
one of the reasons it came out like that was because I was one of the things I was thinking of was like, all right, so if someone fucks up, and then you like you help them, then you know, you don't want to hear them just say sorry. You want to hear them say thank you.
I was gonna say I think you can still use the least favorite word as sorry, but I think, you know, just saying it, you were correct in saying sorry is your least favorite word when it's in a certain context. Because, like, for instance, I have stopped saying sorry when I mess up. Instead, I just say, if somebody tells me, hey, you messed up, I just say, okay, I'll do better.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So I think I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Because when you say, I know I will do better, shows you're taking accountability and you're making an active change, whereas sorry can just be dismissive.
Yeah, sorry is too generic. It's often dismissive, and or it's just kind of like throw it at the wall and pretend that it clears everything.
Throw it at the wall like spaghetti.
Yeah. normal spaghetti things.
Normal spaghetti,
Of course.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally? Your soundboard?
No. So let's see here. So you said what? Creative, spiritually, emotionally. I mean, that's such a vague question.
Yeah, but it's intentionally vague.
I don't know. I guess like. Or can you say it again?
So what turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally? So like what fires you up? What fires you up in a non-physical way?
Okay, better. It's a hard one. Let me think. I don't know, just a desire to learn and like test things.
Yeah, I think that
Experimentation, curiosity.
that pursuit of new knowledge, I think is really an important facet of the human spirit. And
Big time.
you just take it to a next level. So, the opposite. What turns you off creatively, spiritually, or emotionally? So what extinguishes that passion?
Depression.
You know, that's a very good answer. It's also a very sad answer too. So, is that the one you want to go with?
That was more of like the zinger.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I've had some people who do say depression does turn them off creatively, spiritually, emotionally, because they don't have a lot of things that do that other than just moments when they experience incredible depression.
Yeah.
So
It turns off creatively and stuff. There's a lot of options like moving through my head right now that like might be applicable, but also kind of not.
well, and thankfully this is one you can just pick one. Like there's not like a biggest what's the biggest one?
Oh, true. You're right.
Monotone repetition. Ooh.
Well, no, that can be funny.
The world's
Very funny, depending on how you do it.
the world's worst mimic.
Yeah.
Turns me off creatively.
What's something that kills your motivation to do things?
Kills my motivation. If so, I mean, just off the top of my head, random thing. Maybe like if people are just like constantly like sad posting and stuff.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, you just see those depressing things all around you, and it's the bad vibes. It's bad. I'd say then it's probably bad vibes. Then
Something like that.
because
Just random thought.
I know that feeling. Oh, would you? Pardon me. I'm refreshing the browser source. There we go.
Wow.
No. What is your favorite curse word?
My favorite curse word. As much as I like to say like fuck or like damn. Favorite curse word. Ooh, that can apply for a lot of stuff. Because like if someone just like has a bunch of go-to words that they'll say like randomly for things, like say if someone will say like Rocky Road ice cream, then like you can consider that a curse word if they use it in that context.
I'd say that would be an expletive rather
Yeah,
than a curse
kind of.
word.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah. Kind of.
Because like I say frick, but I wouldn't call that a curse word, but I'd consider it an expletive because it's more of an exclamation.
Yeah. What the scallop?
What the scallop? What the scallop doing?
What the scallop? Ah!
A sudden void. Yes, Red Joker. A sudden void.
Oh, hi, Red.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's generic, but I think I'll just go with my favorite swear is like just fuck.
It's a good one. It is a good one. What sound or noise do you love?
Half-Life SFX.
Oh yeah.
No! Stop! Stop! No!
Better and better.
I'm surprised you don't have like. I'm surprised you don't have like TF2 sound effects.
Nah.
Do you not?
Don't have two sounds.
Do you not like TF2?
Not really, no.
No. Oh, interesting. But you really like Half-Life.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's an important thing. I do not like any games that are like heavily PvP and like competitive. I hate those. They for one thing, they're bad for time because, you know, there's no theoretical end to them. They just keep going. There's just unlimited playtime effectively. They'll get you angry because it's like, all right, you know, you're losing constantly to people. Maybe there's like hackers, stuff happening, you know. It's easy to get you mad. It's not very satisfying when you win. It's easy for everything to go terribly wrong, and it's just a massive time sink. Yeah, like fucking League. Good example, Ethan.
Yes. League.
Points at chat aggressively.
Points at chat aggressively like it's an episode
Close
of
League.
like it's an episode of Smiling Friends. Oh no, he whipped out the gat. Not the gat, but like the gat, like Gatling. I want to say that.
Yeah.
All right. What? You're just under the table. What sound or noise do you hate?
A sound that I hate. Anything that's like really, really loud and like scratchy.
Yeah. Just that.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, if you're picking like a specific one, then there's like the generic choice of like, oh yeah, if someone's like scratching like a chalkboard or like scraping like silverware together.
No, that's a good one. What
It's like there's kind of the generic choices, but yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes
I just generally don't like when people like blast really loud stuff. Like say if you had like a physical concert IRL, then it's like, all right, well I can feel my hearing getting damaged permanently, so that's fun.
just remember, guys, if you ever go into a live concert, regardless of what it like, if it's a live concert, like not like a symphony or a jazz concert, if you're going like to a rock concert, no matter what, please wear ear protection.
Yes. Fun fact. How your hearing works throughout life, think of it like you have a health bar for your hearing permanently, and it never goes back up.
Honestly. Because I made a...
Yeah, your ears have a health bar over time. If you let it get lower, your hearing will get worse.
I made a...
And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that damages it directly. There's some stuff that does, like, temp damage that'll, like, go back after a little bit. But there's a lot of stuff that'll permanently damage it.
That's because...
Careful with your hearing.
That's because your tympanic membrane, your eardrum, is not something that can heal, but it can also, when it heals, quote unquote, it scars. And the thing is, at a certain point, it will burst, and once it's burst, that is permanent ear damage. That's why people with burst eardrums can never recover fully from them. Because air will always keep rushing through their ear, and because of that, that will cause constant tinnitus.
Fun stuff.
Fun stuff indeed. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
So my current profession, I'm an engineer. One that I would like to attempt. I mean, I feel like this is kind of a very simple go-to, but just full-time streamer.
No, that's a good one. Cause like, it's different when it's a hobby. It's completely different when you're suddenly thrusting this into a full-time occupation, dedicating 8 hours a day to it.
Yeah.
So, you're also an engineer. Wait, what kind of engineer are you?
Mechanical engineer.
Oh, there you go. Isn't that what Markiplier was?
Maybe. I mess with the materials.
I see. So you have an audio engineer, you're a mechanical engineer, you're a biomed engineer, Albie's an electrical engineer, one of my buddies is an automotive engineer. We got a lot of engineers.
Yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
Profession I would not like to do? Retail. Never again.
Is there like a specific place you just never want to? You'll never want to work at?
I mean, if there's a place that I would never want to work at, probably Niji Sanji.
Shots fired, but rightly earned.
Yeah.
Now, our last question: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? Not what you would like to tell God, but what you would like God to say to you. If he exists. If God exists. Excuse me. And this can be as philosophical, as serious, or as funny as you want it.
I mean, just the existence of an afterlife would be nice.
Yeah?
Like a confirmation of that. Rather than, just an endless void after death, fun stuff.
Yeah. No, I get it. So then perhaps something like, congratulations, you've made it, or like, you did well, kind of thing.
Congratulations, you won.
Are you ready for New Game Plus?
Time for NG Plus.
Honestly, if God told me that, I'd be terrified.
Humanity is dead. Hell is full. Blood is fuel.
Wait, but that's Ultra Kill, but you... Wait.
I don't have the sound for Ultra Kill.
Oh, okay. You play Ultra Kill?
Yes.
Heck yeah. Have you flawless... Are you flawlessing
No,
things?
I played through the entire game one time on the hardest difficulty that was available.
Oh. I'm currently on...
I have not played it a second time. Aside from that one level with, like, the skip at the beginning of it, which I speedran out of spite to a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I got, like, a 1.2 second on it.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Well, you did good.
I also speedrun some other games, too. Like, getting over it.
Oh. How about Only Up?
Only Up, I beat that one a while ago as well. I never speedran it. I didn't like it enough to do that. I have speedran Getting Over It and Difficult Game About Climbing.
Ooh, I need to play.
I think I have a sub 20 minute on the Difficult Game About Climbing, and then I think I got like a sub 5 minute on Getting Over It. More recently.
Is Only Up delisted?
Yeah, it's delisted. You can't buy it.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
If you bought it on Steam at some point, then you still have it in your library, but you can't buy it anymore.
Yeah, because I certainly still have it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I beat it. So.
Oh yeah. No, that game wasn't hard.
I enjoyed it though. I thought it was fun.
It was okay.
Time to sell my PC. Like I said, it was fun. It wasn't the best game, but.
A month of dev time.
But yeah. Anywho, guys, that's our show. This was a lot of fun, and I'm super happy I was finally able to have you. Do you have any last-minute thoughts or things to say? Anything you want to talk about before we shift out? Probably your 2-year anniversary.
Yeah. So actually, I'm actually going live in about an hour from now. not for that, but just randomly for like a long stream of Voices of the Void.
Hell yeah.
This Sunday, so last Sunday I was gonna do a 10K Twitter celebration thing, but I was not feeling well, so I delayed it, and now that's gonna be happening this Sunday. 6 p.m. CST is when I usually stream pretty much all the time. I usually stream long hours, and I will be live this Sunday with a funky Twitter art event, which I need to post. It probably shortly after this I should post it.
Heck yeah! And if you want to post it to my server as well, so you're more than welcome to do that. So without further ado, it's time for me to ask our second, and in my opinion, our second most important question, or our last, and in my opinion, our second most important question. That is, Desync, who shall we raid that we have not raided before?
Ooh, well, I don't know who you've raided before, but I will look for someone to raid. Let's see.
Thankfully, I have a pretty good idea of who we've raided before. So you take the time to do that, and once you find somebody, put it in the stream chats for all to see. While you do that, I'll talk to my chat real quick. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for today's episode of the VOD. This has been so much fun. If I had a sponsorship, I would not plug it right now because I don't. It's not about the money. It's about the Mets. Come on, baby, the Mets. Let's go to Mets.
Let's go, baby, the Mets.
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the VOD. Let's go the VOD. Come on, baby, the VOD.
Come on, baby.
I need to do that. I need to do it as a meme now. But thank you guys for...
It's wizard time, motherfuckers.
Oh, I wish Robe was here.
Fireball.
Oh, it's wizard time. Let's go. But thank you guys for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. I encourage you guys to join us tomorrow and Saturday for our next 2 episodes of the VOD with Zeph Kevin and Kaiden Taijigen. It's going to be a lot of fun, and then after that, we're probably going to take a little bit of a break from the VOD. And by break, I mean we're not going to do 2 episodes. Instead, we're just going to do 1 episode a week for the next 2 weeks. That way, it's a little easier on myself, and I can plan more for the voiceover, the VTuber voiceover tournament in 2 weeks. If you want to be a part of that, join my server, because that's where we're going to be doing it, and there's so many cool things to do in that server. So without further ado...
Yeah, actually, where is that spot?
So if you go to the open shows section in the server...
Oh, my Discord appears to be frozen.
If you go to the open shows section of the server, you should be able to see it there. And so there is the VTuber voiceover showdown little Google form, which I can actually probably put that in the chat too. So if any of you guys are VTubers and you find yourself free and you want to do it, there it is right there. Again, it's only open to VTubers who stream.
VTuber.
Oh god, I despise VTubers. Me too, Gooman. Me too.
Oh god, are there VTubers in the room with us right now?
Ah! Quick!
That'd be pretty crazy. Are these walls? These walls don't have to be made of rubber, are they?
Rubber walls, rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy.
Are there any rats in here right now?
Excuse me?
I sure hope there's not.
It's a jiggly rat.
That would be pretty crazy.
Oh my goodness. So, have you found somebody
And I will tell you, I was crazy once.
I was crazy once. Yeah, I was crazy.
True.
I was crazy once, guys. They locked me in a rubber room with rats.
Oh yeah, how about Shidaru?
Sure! I don't know who that is.
My boy.
But right there, that is our...
I put him in the side set, this guy.
Sweet. So that right there,
That's
that's...
Sisyphus.
Heck yeah.
He's back. He just came back.
The copy pasta I hate the most. I dislike rats. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it's a shame you missed our rat VTuber guest Mercury Wins. Ooh, my nose. That is a cool model.
And everyone, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, gamers.
So,
Don't forget to ring that bell.
don't forget to ring that notification bell, subscribe, and slap whatever the things nearby, like the ball, or I don't know. Oh, that is a neat little model there. So, without further ado, guys, thank you so much. I hope to see you guys tomorrow for our next episode of the VOD. It's going to be super fun and super cool. And thank you again, Desync, for being a part of this.
Yeah, thanks for inviting.
Heck yeah. So, without further ado, let's get that raid going. And now we have to wait for it. Yeah. Ah, there it goes. Alrighty, you guys have been wonderful. I will see you later. And if you're not subscribed already, I might as well just... Well, we have the time. We have the technology. Go support our wonderful guest.
Yeah.
And without further ado, I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
I don't think it's unrealistic. I think it's untenable.